in this current Real Madrid, Ozil has to play always. That's my thoughts. Because
he was critical of him before after the last.
He's the key player in terms of creation in Real Madrid. But definitely Real Madrid are going to play in the counter-attack this game.
Well, you don't have the ball.
And they're going to play with
why do you want Ozil if you don't have the ball?
They're going to counter-attack with 3 players, with Cristiano, with Benzema, and with Higuain. No more than that. The rest of the players, they are going to be ready to defend and try to stop Barcelona in midfield.
And what's wrong with that?
Nothing is wrong with that. The only thing is wrong is not the real style.
It's going to be
especially at home. If it's away from home, I will agree with that. You have to defend a result.
Well, let's get to the Bernabeu for the 4th Clásico of the season. It's the Copa del Rey quarter-final first leg. Real Madrid against Barcelona. Your commentators Jerry Armstrong and Rob Palmer.
Well, on the touchline, all very cordial. But battle is about to begin. Great familiarity between these two teams. They call it El Clásico. It could be the old firm. In the last 14 months, they've played each other on 8 occasions, and it's generally explosive. A buzz around the stadium tonight as the supporters heard the team selection from Jose Mourinho. He's effectively gone to gamble tonight, and if he wins, Jerry, he's got the lottery. Just been very pensive in the opening seconds. Remember, they'd scored at this point in the Liga game when they played against each other not so long ago. There's Messi to Dani Alves, a strong Barcelona team. The outfield is the same. They've just changed the goalkeeper when they played in the Clásico just before Christmas. Believe it or not, there's only 3 changes to the Real Madrid team from the 11 that started against Barcelona when they played in December.
Well, I think there's one big gamble with Barcelona, and that's Pinto in goal. And there's no doubt in my mind Pinto's not the same league as Valdez, but that's a gamble. But to be fair, Pinto has played in all the Copa del Rey matches. The rest of the side picked itself. Now, the Real Madrid game, our side, is unbelievable. Really, what he's done is he's put 2 makeshift full-backs who play in midfield normally, and he's put them in as a right back and a left back, Altintop and Granier. And I don't really see that as a gamble for Altintop or for Contrao. But the big gamble is Carvalho through the middle. He hasn't played for such a long time. That's a massive gamble. But it's a brilliant positive move, I think, from that man Jose Mourinho. He's got 3 strikers on the pitch, and he's going to match fire with fire, and it should be a fantastic game. But again, I hear them talking in the studio back there that creativity is what I would look at as well. I don't see an awful lot of creativity in that midfield, so we will see what happens. Good pressing from Barcelona.
Well, somebody asked me today, will they be playing their strongest sides tonight? Well, Barcelona undoubtedly the strongest team. And Real Madrid, well, it's a team for the occasion. Iker Casillas skippering the side. Carvalho at centre-half. He's missed the last 21 games. He's thrown straight back in. Altintop has only played 2 Copa del Rey games since joining Real Madrid from the start last summer. But of course, the season campaign, almost 70 caps for Turkey. And a bag full of honours he brought with him from his time at Bayern Munich.
Well, there's lots of different ways to look at the selections. Altintop is fresh. He's got full of energy. He's a fantastic player, and it could be a stroke of genius from Jose Mourinho, but it's all a gamble. This is the 3rd biggest competition in terms of what Real Madrid and Barcelona are going for this season, because the Champions League will come before it, and so too will the league. And both these sides are favourites, obviously, to win the league and to win the Champions League as well. So something's got to give. The best side in the world that I've seen is Barcelona, and they're up against the team that's got the best squad, I think, in the world at the moment. It's Real Madrid.
Well, Mourinho making sure the spotlight has been firmly on him tonight with his team selection, and he's down there orchestrating. Messi rides the challenge at Pepe. There is Altintop, who's come in on the right side of defence. A few of the Real supporters will be checking their programme now to see who the number 16 is. Weren't that many at the early Copa del Rey games when he appeared from the start. The rest out there, all familiar faces. Alexis Sanchez rolls it to Dani Alves.
Good tackle.
Alves was given a break at the weekend against Real Betis.
This is great play from Ronaldo, working back, tracking back, superb play.
There's Contrao, who's on the left side of defence, selected ahead of Marcelo tonight.
Well, I'm not surprised by that. Marcelo's great going forward, Rob, but I don't think he's as good a defender as Contrao.
Jose Mourinho has won the Cup in Spain, the Cup in Italy, Cup in England, the Cup in Portugal. His only honour as the Real Madrid manager was the Copa del Rey last year when they beat Barcelona in the final. But of course he's yet to beat Barcelona over 90 minutes. It is spot the Barcelona fan inside this magnificent stadium tonight. We expect around 3,000 to somehow sneak in. Though officially Barcelona were given 424 tickets by Real Madrid for the game. And some teams complain about their allocation in the FA Cup.
Well, I'm looking at this here because they're refusing to kick the ball out from the goalkeeper willy-nilly. They want to play from the back. It doesn't matter. The keeper doesn't want to launch it long. He's giving it to Piqué, he's giving it to Puyol, and they're trying to play their football and they're sticking to their routine, which is brilliant to see. It really is.
I did see that Professor Cox and Dara Breen were staring at stars this week, and I'll take a peek at this one. Lionel Messi to Dani Alves, from wing to wing. Underneath that, Andres Iniesta. Iniesta firing in. Fabregas had made the move. Casillas safe and sound, balling at his defence.
Well, it's the defence are balling at the lines when they're looking for the flag to go up. Was he offside? Was he not offside? Cesc Fabregas comes from deep positions, and that's what they have to be careful on. I'd like to see again if he was or wasn't offside, because that could be significant as the game goes on.
A cool night in the capital. An evening for some mulled wine. Spain takes a peek at this intriguing game. Benzema up front alongside Higuain and Cristiano Ronaldo. It's not very often that Benzema and Higuain play together.
Forward play.
There is Cristiano Ronaldo. Great ball inside for Higuain. And take note of Ronaldo. The two things he's done in the opening 6.5 minutes is win 2 tackles.
2 big tackles as well. This is Piqué trying to get rid of the ball. He's putting them under pressure and winning the ball back off them in their own defensive third, which is brilliant. And this is something, you know, there's a lot of question marks over Ronaldo because his goal scoring record against Barcelona is every 301 minutes he scores. And against normal sides, it's every 80 minutes. But this is great to see. And he's got the bit between his teeth, and well, he's not just the only one, Xabi Alonso.
World Cup winning teammates. Friendship goes out of the window when it comes to Clasico time.
The professionals, Rob, they compete, they want to win. They're all winners on the park, they all want to win, but there's a psychological factor involved here. And the last 4 or 5 games, Barcelona psychologically have been stronger, but Real Madrid have closed the gap every season. And I'm wondering if this is going to be the season that things turn.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Little teaser for Benzema. Muscled off the ball by Piqué.
Excellent cover from Gerard Piqué, but again Benzema comes back on him and forces him to put the ball out for a throw-in, and Real Madrid retain possession.
Ramos. Alonso to Pepe. Out in top with time. Throws it in. Alves a little uncertain of his bearings. Balls to Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo loses Alves. Diana. Ramos. Carvalho. If you look at a regular back four for Real Madrid, then you have to say that half of it is missing, with Carvalho and Altintop coming in. Altintop hasn't been seen in the first team since the Ajax game, the penultimate week, end of September. Abidal has signed a new deal. It's been a little protracted, the talks. The Frenchman has penned a deal to the end of the 2013 season.
Well, he always wanted to stay. It was just a question of, well, money basically, and the new tax laws in Spain. And obviously he's going to have to pay a lot more tax, so he wanted the club to pay him more money. This is good play. Alton top now.
Xavi. Everybody having to be on their ball. There's a loose challenge by Coentrao on Alexis, who was caught in full flight. Referee tonight, listen to it, so you're going to see a lot of him, I suggest. Senor Munez Fernandez. Last 8 games, there have been 9 red cards and 58 yellows. I have to say, in the last game, there wasn't a yellow card until the 26th minute of the game. Messi to Xavi. Little teaser for Iniesta. Iniesta drops the shoulder but runs into Xavi Alonso. Carlos Puyol, he's the lucky charm for Barcelona. You may remember not many expected him to play at the Bernabeu in the league game, a little like Carvalho.
Yeah.
Senior star was floated in, but he hasn't lost for Barcelona in the last 50 matches.
He's a real talisman, and he's a never say die attitude. He's Mr. Barcelona. So consistent, his attitude is first class. What a pro he is. Now Abidal, and as he knocked it too far, his touch was too far. A lot of space there, Rob. Didn't need to hit it that heavy.
Valia looks exhausted, only 10.5 minutes gone, but his wisdom will take him into positions. Fabregas. Here is Pepe in that advanced position. Great ball through to his fellow Portuguese, Cristiano Ronaldo. Fans on the edge of their seats. Ronaldo! He's had a troubled couple of weeks. He wasn't celebrating goals. The fans had turned a little on him, but he's back to being at a godlike status.
Well, it's a fantastic goal, but nobody better to score the goal than Cristiano Ronaldo. Those 2 challenges he made, Rob, the first one after 2 or 3 minutes, where he ran back and defended, made a wonderful challenge on the edge of his own box on Dani Alves, and then he's up, winning the ball on the other end. What a pass this is, straight through the inside left position from Karim Benzema, and then cuts out on his left foot, little step over and through the legs of Pinto, and there'll be question marks, obviously, about why Valdez wasn't chosen. He's their first choice keeper, and that will be 1 point of contention, I think. But a brilliant piece of skill and play, and this is a wonderful pass from Karim Benzema that finds Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a one-on-one chance, and this is great play, absolutely brilliant, just what the game needed.
Well, Cristiano Ronaldo's second goal of the season against Barcelona, also scored against them in the Spanish Super Cup. Takes him to 27 goals now in all competitions.
Yeah, but he heard us talking about him. He heard us say that he only scores every 301, 302 minutes against Barcelona. So I thought, I'll make that right tonight. It's taken him 10.5, 11 minutes to score. Fantastic. And there's much, much more to come.
Well, some wise public words from Jose Mourinho when he was questioned by the Madrid press over the commitment recently of Cristiano Ronaldo, really bigging up the world's costliest player.
He's good though at protecting his players. He looks after them, and he's built up his ego, and Cristiano Ronaldo's ego telling everybody how important he is, what a big team player he is, and just watch his performance now. Here he
goes again. He's taking centre stage. He's grown wings again tonight. But Pep Guardiola did suggest that Real Madrid would score early, and he said they always score. Messi, Xavi, Fabregas. As you can see from that, they're almost playing a back 5 at times, Real Madrid, when they're defending.
Well, they're the defending champions, Real Madrid.
This is Iniesta, past Alton top. And a little tester for Iker Casillas. I think he was probably going to hit the side net, but he had to be sure.
That's good play. 1-on-1. I'd like to see a little bit of cover given in there. for me. You know, Lassana Diarra, one of the centre halves could have went out and helped them out, given a little bit extra cover. But you'd fancy Andres Iniesta in one-on-one situations like that. He's so fleet of foot, nimble, forces the corner.
First routine of the evening from either side. Pepe heads out. Carvalho. This is Abidal. Game already with a high heartbeat. Intriguing, isn't it? And there's people out there thinking, we'll have a little peek, see what it's like. Addictive. A Clasico. Iniesta runs into Altinton. This is Benzema. Look at Ronaldo on this near side, screaming for the ball. He's ahead of Dani Alves. Didn't take it any stride. It's very clever of Mourinho as well. He's playing Ronaldo on the left-hand side, making sure that Dani Alves is playing stay at home.
Well, I don't think he wants Dani Alves to stay at home. I think he knows Dani Alves will go forward. And because he goes forward, he leaves spaces. And that was the counter-attack movement, a diagonal ball. And that's where the goal came from as well, Rob, you know. So he's done his homework, Jose Mourinho. And as I say, he's brilliant tactician. He's brilliant at the mind games. And he's got his team fired up tonight. None other than Cristiano Ronaldo, I think more so than anyone.
Well, they got it wrong against Malaga in the last round of the Copa del Rey. They actually made 3 changes at half-time and turned the game. They were 2-0 down in that one.
It takes a big team to come back, and I've watched them come back against Mallorca when they could have lost that game. Mallorca played fabulous. Could have lost the game against Malaga.
There's Sanchez! Oh, Casillas could only watch and hear it clatter off the woodwork behind him.
Well, first real chance for Barcelona, and Alexis Sanchez, who's so quick, has got in between the 2 defenders and looped the header though under the crossbar.
It doesn't need height, this game. It just has big billing, and it's living up to that billing. Ronaldo easily snared by Dani Alves, but Ronaldo gets it back. Higuain. Benzema loses out, and Pepe leaves his mark on
Busquets.
Sergio Busquets. Not the first time tonight, and remarkably Busquets gets straight back up on his feet.
He's clever there. Pepe is a mug. Watch this. Well, this is the first challenge, but he wins the ball. That's the one, the looping header. He's got in between. You can see there, he's got in between Contrao and Sergio Ramos. Wonderful pass, a lovely little looping header, and he's so unfortunate. Hits the post.
That is the yellow card offence for Pepe. He's going to have to watch his step now. Remember, he was sent off in the semi-final.
Well, that's why he's annoyed. He's
the Champions
so
League last year.
Booked so early.
Alves.
He's onside.
Perfectly timed run from Sanchez. Sanchez teases the ball in there. Flying header.
He's the one, when they play that flat back four, he is so quick, Alexis. Well, you can see he's caught the outside of his boot. Pepe's caught the outside of his boots, and I got that one wrong. I thought he milked it, but he didn't.
The Spurs seat in the house. Well, the boulevards around the stadium going for around €1,200. The tickets today.
I think the face value is about €75, aren't they?
Costliest one is somewhere between 40 and 75. Puyol, untidy from Pepe. Puyol back in to Busquets, who lost his footing. What a wonderful attack that was by the Argentinian. Higuain, amazingly inside, but haven't read the run of Benzema.
Well, the thing is, if Benzema keeps going into that inside right position, Dani Alves has got to make a decision. Do I go with him? And if he does go with him, the space is on once again for Cristiano Ronaldo on this left flank.
Pepe. Benzema. Alonso runs into trouble. Referee does well, keeps the game flowing. Cristiano Ronaldo. Ramos. Well, remember in La Liga, Real Madrid are actually 5 points ahead of Barcelona at the moment. And to those who maybe don't look at Spanish football every week, you may not appreciate just how far Real have come. Maybe in the last 12 months, maybe the last 6 months, Jerry.
Yes.
Mourinho's project is almost complete. When they went into the league game before Christmas, Real were the favourites, Barcelona were the underdogs. It's a long time since you've said that.
True.
Now the referee has a ball here. Pepe has gone down. The Barcelona Defence Council surround the man who has to judge the situation, and it's a yellow for Piqué.
And that's why it's resulted in a yellow card. I think he's unfortunate though.
Well, the referee, I think, bought himself a little bit of time there.
Yeah.
Realised what a big call it was going to be. And certainly it was painful for Pepe, but maybe protective from Piqué, as we see the best and only chance of the game so far for Barcelona.
It's only half a chance. He's done well, really, to loop that onto the post. But difficult for the referee Muñiz Fernandez as Ronaldo picks it up in his left-hand side.
Ronaldo with a cross. It's Lionel Messi, hardly mentioned so far. It's been a Cristiano show. Now Alves taking on Contral. Lassana Diarra comes back and does a good spoiling job. Alonso, Cavani, Lassana Diarra, little teaser there, and rookie. Well, I can't call him a rookie, Keita, because he's actually the senior man at the club. Pinto is 36 years of age, but he's the backup keeper at the club. The only sentimental selection from Pep Guardiola tonight.
It's lovely to see Ronaldo at left back while Contral's playing on the left wing, and they just swap over there. So many individual battles here, and it's who wins the most battles will come out on top. But you have to be clever as well, and Pepe was maybe a little bit rash trying to go in and close down Busquets. But I do feel for Gerard Piqué. He's just jumped early. He's got his arm up his leverage. I don't think he's deliberately tried to elbow anybody, and it's resulted in a yellow card.
A little concern down on this near side. There's a knock to the back of the knee of Cristiano Ronaldo. Most nervous people in the world, the insurers of Cristiano Ronaldo at a time like that. Piqué. Xavi. Iniesta. Barcelona won't be phased. They'll brush themselves down. It's a introduction to the game. They went up,
and it wasn't until 25-30 minutes when Barcelona started playing that we saw what Barcelona can do. And we know they can come to life anytime, but at the moment Real Madrid are in control of the situation, but as you know in football, Rob, that can change very quickly.
On trail. Busquets. Abidal. No experimentation tonight from Pep Guardiola. Played with three at the back effectively at the weekend.
It didn't
work
really
out
work
against Betis. No, and he soon changed it. Tonight he's gone for the tried and trusted. Iniesta. Busquets. Fabregas, wonderful 1-2, but excellent defending from Coentrao.
Well, one impression he's created since he's been here, says Fabregas. This is Ronaldo fighting to win the ball back. And he's showed a fantastic attitude, and he's given him an early lead, and hopefully that is not a pull. It's not too serious anyway.
Puyol and Piqué fighting for the ball. Everybody back defending for Real Madrid. Alves. Oh, the man of winning it again. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. He can see the whites of the goalkeeper's eye in the post, but he tried, well, not to be greedy.
Brilliant, Rob. That was brilliant play from Ronaldo, and he was looking to put the early pass into Karim Benzema, who was free. Wonderful play from Real Madrid, and very unfortunate Ronaldo was to not complete that pass.
We're just over a quarter of the game gone, Jerry. You were slightly surprised when you heard the team news. Come back to you in a second. It's Lionel Messi. Sanchez is in the penalty area. Messi drives it in. And another big hand, another big save from Iker Casillas.
And that's why he's Real Madrid, Europe's number one. I'll tell you what, you can't put your hand up asking for offside there. Xabi Alonso, well, there's two shirts behind him. Brilliant save. That was on target. He's gone for the near post. Maybe Casillas showed him a wee bit of it, but he made up for it.
Casillas leaves that to Pepe. Benzema comes back, a rather dangerous challenge from the French forward.
Oh, hands to the pumps at the moment. It's like the last game, they're gradually getting their way back in again. Barcelona just trying to impose their style of football on Real Madrid. Pass it and move.
Busquets. Xavi. Piqué. It'll roll to Iniesta. Now Xavi. Is it worth a shot? Xavi now tries to place it into the penalty area. Busquets builds. Dani Alves. A bit of Sana Diallo.
There's only going to be one winner of that challenge, Rob, I'll tell you.
Whenever there's a battle, he's there from trench. Alves to Busquets. Fabregas. Iniesta. Now Sergio Busquets. Lionel Messi. Dropping. Excellent ball. Iniesta on the blind side, and Ramos taking no risks whatsoever.
Rob, I'm going to look at this again. Xabi Alonso looked as if he was trying to put his hand up for offside again, and there's loads of players behind him. I don't know what's going on here. And Sergio Ramos and Javi having a word with the referee. He can't call that from there. Sergio Ramos can't call that from there.
Though he may have been right.
He might have been right, but he can't call it. It's down to the centre halves.
Pepe and Ramos. You can see they're all fired up. They're going to contest. I don't know if we have every decision that the referee makes. He was right. He was offside.
Yeah, but the player the ball went to wasn't, and Andres Iniesta's onside. That's the problem. That's a foul. Well, one Pepe.
What a wonderful image that is. He got himself involved on the sidelines last year as well, didn't he, in the semi-final against Real Madrid in April, and received a red card. He also got a ban in the Champions League for whistling when Cesar Santin was through in a one-on-one situation.
He actually stopped Rob as well.
He did. Oh, there's Sanchez. Iniesta steadies himself, but can't bring Barcelona back into the game.
Wow, what a chance that is. fabulous play here. Alexis lays it off to Iniesta, and he's got to hit the target. Really has to. Wonderful pass, Xavi. Great football, Barcelona. And he misses it left foot, but he misses it big time, doesn't he? That's a good yard and a half wide of the mark. What a chance. Oh, Pep.
He's not having the best of birthdays. Pep Guardiola. It's his 41st today. And next week it's Jose Mourinho's birthday. Must be Thursday, it's the day before mine. Jerry.
Your present's in the post.
Thank you.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Yes. Almost half an hour gone. Real Madrid leading through a 12-minute goal by Cristiano Ronaldo. And he's out in top of the surprise selections. Helped on by Benzema towards Ronaldo.
Well, he didn't really need to touch it, Karim Benzema. He took a wee bit of the pace off it, which allowed Dani Alves to get in and make it's Alexis to get in and make that challenge. But Ronaldo's free a lot of time. He's getting a lot of space on the left-hand side.
Time is on the side of Real Madrid to get everything right. Xabi Alonso measures his runner. Wide across the six, away is the drive. Oh, it's Puyol throwing himself with the ball out in top. To the safety net that is Iker Casillas. I'm interested here that the brother of Iker Casillas, Unai, is a self-confessed Barcelona fan. Another one of those games that divides families. The mark left and the socks with Pepe, and they seem to have selected him for some special treatment tonight, knowing that he does have a rather short fuse.
Well, he has caught a standing leg. He's nowhere near the ball, and I can see why Pepe's gone down.
He's going to make a meal of it as well, though.
He's going to make a meal of it. Well, it's happened to him too many times. He's quite impetuous, I think is the word, on occasions, and he's paid the penalty, and he's making sure that the referee's aware of everything else is on.
Pinto in the extreme of his area. Busquets. Messi, wonderful ball. Excellent run, using his head in more ways than one. Spectacular. Iker Casillas.
What a fabulous run from Cesc Fabregas. He does it so often, Rob. 14 goals this season, coming from deep positions a lot of the time, and difficult to pick up.
14 goals and only 18 starts for the former Arsenal man. Lionel Messi, brilliant returns. Excellent challenge from Pepe. That's the positive side of his game. Now Puyol to Messi. Excellent from Ramos. Ronaldo starts his run. Tiptoes along the touchline. Shrugs up Alves.
First touch.
And Ramos has gone flying forwards here, which means they're slightly short of the back. Excellent ball again, just ahead of Alexis, and Messi tries to make something out of nothing at all. Grim determination again, stretching the Real defence.
Well, it's one of those teasing, tantalising passes. Now, the one in front for me, Alexis looks offside. That's brilliant. Keeper sweeper from Iker Casillas to prevent Cesc getting in on the end of it. Brilliant stuff. And it's like a game of chess, it really is. And you see great movement in one end and then great movement at the other end. Next goal's a big one, though.
Is chess this exciting? Here's Piqué. I think does play a bit of chess.
Checkmate.
It is all about making the right moves. They say, many managers, Jerry, do say that, it's about the players once they cross the white line. But with these two, they're continually tinkering, continually changing their tactics, altering positions, trying to outthink the other genius in the other dugouts.
Well, there's a lot of respect between the two managers and both sets of team players. But again, Real Madrid hold the upper hand at the moment, but that can change very quickly.
Iniesta held off by Altintop, who's passing his very early test with flying colours as the kiss of death as he gives it away to Xavi. Real Madrid quite content to concede a little possession to Barcelona as long as they can hold their shape. Iniesta, Piqué, Vidal to Messi, starting deep. Iniesta, spelled by Higuain.
Every time, Rob, here it is left side. Look at Dani Alves trying to get back.
Leaves Alves for dead. Higuain wide to Benzema. There was a late challenge there, which the referee let go. Alonso to the final 10 minutes of a fantastic, thrilling first half. If you've just joined us, Jose Mourinho sprung a couple of surprises at kick-off time by selecting Carvalho at centre-half, his first game since September. Altintop makes his first start against a senior Spanish side. He's played a couple of games against a lower league team in the Copa del Rey.
He's made some calculated decisions, and some of you might say are gambles, but they're good gambles for me. The only one that I think stodgy, as I said at the start, was Carvalho, who hasn't started since September, especially when you've got Albiol on the bench as well, and I think he must be absolutely choked that he's not in the lineup. But it's working for Jose Mourinho as we stand. They've had 2 or 3 good breaks on the counter-attack, which haven't really paid off yet, but good play in the middle, Pepe winning it back.
And the referee clamping down on any hopefully overt challenge. Sana Diarra is probably now in his final warning.
It's a foul, there's no doubt about it.
There's a little bit of afters, wasn't there, on Busquets?
He is a physical player, and Busquets is a player who milks it. He always has done, and they know that. The players know that themselves. You have to be very careful when you're tackling Sergio Busquets.
Diarra has also previously been sent off against Barcelona. It's a great pirouette. Standing tall and strong is Alonso to Carvalho.
Giving it away too cheap for me, not Real Madrid at this moment in time. It's good play at the back to hustle and win it back, but then you've got to keep possession and try and find the spur man, which usually is Cristiano Ronaldo on this left hand side. I think our Spanish striker just went up into the Zeppelin, but
Last Spanish host obviously paid a lot of money for that camera, and they're going to get their money's worth. It does give a fantastic view of the field and where the players are placed. Looking like little Subbuteo men.
There's so much versatility. There's a lot of players on both sides who can play in numerous positions. This one's much too big for Andres Iniesta.
Part of a double header this. They head back to the Camp Nou next Wednesday night for the second leg.
That's the beauty of it, Rob. We get to do it all over again.
Here's Piqué. Great turn from Alexis. Xavi. Iniesta to Fabregas. Puyol to Piqué. Mistake from Fabregas. Going nowhere past Alton top. Xabi Alonso. At times he's played as the third centre half tonight. Puyol. There's Piqué strolling confidently across to Abidal. Xavi. Perfect pass. Alexis is offside this time.
Bit late. The flag was a little bit late. He's the key man for me as well.
I don't think he was. I think
he's not
offside. Gets him on.
Contral plays him on. You're right. That's the wrong decision. But he's the key man because he is so quick playing off the last defender. I think the hand up from Sergio Ramos and Contral has it definitely has a big effect on the linesman.
It's a reflex action, isn't it, from Sergio Ramos? Every time.
Reflex, yeah. But I'd rather he was doing it than Xabi Alonso, who's maybe 7 or 8 yards in front of him.
Diarra to Alonso.
Oops.
Slip from Ramos. Allows Alexis Sanchez. Slice of the ball. There's Xavi.
Wonderful play from Xabi Alonso, winning that back again. Oh, can't give crossfield passes like that.
Great take from Iniesta and to Fabregas. Ramos, bit of a raw challenge, but Ramos strides away with the ball. Ronaldo miscontrols. No room for error at all in this game.
It's cut and thrust, isn't it? Just cut and thrust, and both sides are making mistakes.
Messi, wonderful 1-2. Messi drives in, perfect tackle from Cavani.
It needed to be. Gets that one wrong as a penalty kick, but it was a good touch from Andres Iniesta. Super turn. What a piece of skill.
Barcelona need a goal and need it quickly.
Good ball.
It is, and it's Pepe striding out the defence. Chased all the way by Puyol. And there's Abidal.
Well, they're so close on 2 or 3 occasions. He was looking to play that through the middle. Pepe to Karim Benzema. Very unfortunate.
Well, Ramos stays back again, leaving Lionel Messi. I thought onside again.
Tight one, another tight one. Let's have a look at the replay. There's virtually nothing in these decisions, and it's a risky game to play. Well, he's onside.
I thought he was.
He's onside, and Sergio Ramos plays him on here.
I think Messi was more upset at the quality of the pass than the quality of the assistant's decision.
I would say you're probably right, Rob.
Thank you. Fabregas. Selling Dani Alves short. He's having a miserable evening, Dani Alves, at right back.
Well, he's trying to get forward, but every time he gets forward they lose the ball. Ronaldo's doing things like this. Bang! Where was Dani Alves there when he had one-on-one with Gerard Piqué? Thomas.
Higuain. Ramos. Iker Casillas. Oh, dear.
Too risky.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, they're not as good at playing out from the back as Barcelona. Definitely not.
I have other strengths, and Mourinho's boys are playing to those strengths. 2 minutes for him to endure until half-time. Piqué to Xavi.
It's so delicately poised, Rob. You know, they're 1-0 up, but you can see Barcelona are creating a few opportunities themselves, and on the counter-attack Real Madrid have had 2 or 3 half chances to maybe extend their lead.
Xavi. Messi. Xavi tries to shuffle it through. High line again by Pepe.
They're congested through that middle third, Rob. They're keeping it really tight because they know that's where Barcelona like to play their 1-2s. That's a poor pass, another crossfield pass.
Vidal takes a bit of a gamble here. Strides over Carvalho. Barcelona stepping up the pace for the final scheduled minute of the first half. Shoot is the cry. It looks an awful shot in a game of this standard by Cesc Fabregas.
Well, that was the gamble I thought from Altintop, to lunge in like that. I think he's fortunate to get away with it.
Sly foul on Diarra. It'll take all the time in the world to get back up onto his feet. Play down the clock.
I still think Alexis could be very important, Rob, as the quickest of those front three. He gets one-on-one, playing off the shoulder of the last defender. You fancy him. He did it against Real Betis at the weekend.
There's Alonso. Piqué stands tall and strong. Just a single minute added to the first half. Fabregas. Abidal.
You don't want to have time, do you? You just wanted to keep going on and on. It'll be interesting how they come out second half. Sometimes teams switch off. I wonder, will Pep get the reaction he wants from his players, and can Jose Mourinho keep the pressure on?
It's going to be interesting to hear the half-time comments of Michel Salgado, who was a little surprised and a touch critical of Mourinho's tactics. He surprised everybody, but so far it's working.
Yeah, you'll be pleasantly surprised at how well they've done, and tactically I can see why Jose Mourinho's gone for this formation. Good play all to top.
Here is Busquets. The half-time whistle is music to the ears of the Real Madrid supporters, who are celebrating, leading at half-time. They know there's an awful long way to go tonight, and of course in the two games as well. But the star of the show, once more, is Cristiano Ronaldo. He's outshining Messi at the moment. He's scored the only goal of the first half. It's 1-0.
There's always fascinating in the Clásicos, and tonight has certainly been no different. 1-0 to Real. You get the feeling the scoring has not stopped yet. Well, we've got a very happy Michel Salgado so far, along with Guillem Balaguer, but he's had a lot of criticism coming into this game, especially playing against Barcelona. But Ronaldo has got his 27th goal of the season. Most importantly, it is against Barca.
Sponsored by Bet365.
And he got a great ball in behind him to score the first goal and to take the lead. After that, Real Madrid dropped back. This is the goal. As we can see, it's a great ball from Benzema. And he's very comfortable making runs in behind Alves. You know what I mean? And when he has to take on Piqué, he's so confident to do it.
And what about Jose Pinto in goal?
It's very difficult because the way he strikes is, to be honest, is a hard ball. It's a hard ball.
You're very generous.
In the 8 games Jose Mourinho's played against Pep Guardiola's Barcelona, the only game that he has won was when in the Copa del Rey when Pinto was in goal. Why is he not picked Victor Valdés?
It's one of those traditions in the Cup that unless he plays the Cup, he's not going to play, and he's an important part of the squad for many reasons. Friend of Messi, and generally somebody who gives spark to everybody. So he's got to give him something back. Pep has got to give something to Pinto.
Does he?
To get something back from Pinto.
Does he really? It's not as if he needs to be rested. And Victor Valdés has not lost in his last 11 Clásicos.
I have to say they won a King's Cup thanks to Pinto. He did it really well that time, so I think it's been really fair with Pinto.
Plus,
and if he's picking Pinto to play the whole King's Cup, I think he has to do it.
OK, you talked about Ronaldo and how he was really attacking. Going into the game, he came under a lot of criticism. How's he done for you?
He's doing really well in all terms. In attacking, he's trying to get the spacing behind now.
Stats back it that he has anxiety problems or some kind of problems, mental problems against big sides, and he's only scored 3 goals in 13 games against Barcelona. Now he scores here, and if he physically can maintain this level for the rest of the game and he becomes a key figure of Real Madrid, well, I think Barcelona will have a rival for every competition going.
It can be a relief, yeah.
At times he's almost playing as a left wing back, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's got the confidence now because he scored a really quick goal, and to be honest, he got the confidence to do it. And as I said to you, even he's involved in defence, to try to stop.
Perhaps too deep though, because what we're seeing is after Barcelona, Real Madrid scores, Real Madrid, like in the league game, they just drop deep. And we're talking about this. Is it a tactic from Mourinho? No chance. It's just that the players are scared.
I think it's the mentality. They score a goal, then automatically they drop back, and it's a problem if you do that against. I would like to see a different Real Madrid right now after the goal, with a little bit more possession, because in the end of the day, if you have a look to the stats, Barcelona, they had 4 clear chances to level the game, even to win the game.
Real Madrid have had one
shot. Just one.
One goal. But what about Barcelona going forward?
I think they are missing on one key point of what made this Barcelona successful. Positioning. Look at that. Yes, of course, they have quality to find players, but they're not comfortable. They haven't been comfortable, apart from 10 minutes perhaps in the middle of the first half. They just don't find the players so well. There's instances when Xavi gets the ball on the edge of the area and there's only 1 or 2 players to pass. They just don't use in the space as well, and that's what we've been saying all along this season. They seem to have dropped a little bit.
As it stands, Jose Mourinho will be delighted with the scoreline. Food for thought for Pep.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Championship Sunday, covered, sponsored by Chrysler, from 7:30, Sky Sports HD2.
1, 2, 3.
We're asking real people to challenge Ford technology. Mateo has tested the Econetic technologies in a Ford Mondeo by visiting all the locations in his favourite book, The Da Vinci Code. But there was a catch. He had to do it on 2 tanks of fuel. It helps that the engine stops when he does, and creates energy when he brakes. 1,800 miles with fuel to spare. To see more of our technology challenges, join us on Facebook.
What if the clouds roll in? The rain keeps coming, or the wind isn't kind? What if tempers flare, dreams disturb, or mockery overwhelms? What if scandal strikes, the red mist falls, or that bone breaks? What if fate intervenes, or the underdogs beat the odds and topple the favourites? What if the ref likes his cards? They park the bus, time is on your side, and the long ball just keeps coming. What if he gets his break? They find their form. And what if you've called it right? Sky Bet. Join Sky Bet and get a £10 bet completely free.
Velvet Balm tissues have the same velvety softness, but with a touch of aloe vera and chamomile. What more could your nose ask for? Velvet Balm. Luxury for you, trees for the planet.
There are times in life where being tough comes in handy. Say some geezer collapses in front of you. What do? We need a volunteer that ain't breathing. Here's one I made earlier. First off, you call 999. I know. Then, no kissing. You only kiss your missus on the lips. You push hard and fast here on the Sovereign to stay alive.
Pearmeyer,
only CPR. It's not as hard as it looks.
Hayes. Pearmeyer. Met by Keddy. Nick Ross has done rather well. Tansey! And that might just make sure of it from Greg Tansey. It looks like Celtic will be heading for the Highlands again.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Live football from the Premier League on Saturday as Chelsea go to Norwich. That's 12:30 Sky Sports HD2. And what a Super Sunday we've got for you. We start off with league leaders Manchester City against Tottenham. That's at 1 o'clock, followed by Arsenal against Manchester United at 3:30 in HD and also 3D. Well, it's the fourth Classico of the season, and we have another one next week. An energetic start from both sides. Ronaldo under pressure coming into the Classico. Scored in the 11th minute, but Barca have had their chances, and at half-time it is Real Madrid 1, Barcelona 0. So, Michelle, we saw after the goal Real kind of dropped off.
Yeah, and
are they inviting pressure?
Yeah, and to be honest, it's very dangerous for them. As we can see, you know, they had Barcelona finally they had 4 chances because they got the quality to break through any defensive line. So I would pick. Maybe a change. It would be better to or still coming on instead of maybe one of the strikers, maybe Higuaín, maybe Benzema, to release a little bit Cristiano Ronaldo, and I think with the 3 players in midfielder and Ozil, you're gonna have a little bit more possession. I think it would be better, and it would be a great chance, to release Cristiano from the defensive task.
Because one of the dangers is that they cannot maintain this level of defending if you're actually gonna give the ball to Barcelona as they've done in the half an hour.
Always about winning and having possession. Okay It's all about possession for Guardiola. About Mourinho, things are running well. They are winning.
It's set up for a great second half. Let's rejoin our commentary team of Jerry Armstrong and Rob Palmer.
One 0 half-time. A Cristiano Ronaldo goal. The difference between the two teams. Maybe the difference is that Barcelona played their backup keeper in Pinto, and it slipped past him. Would it have got past Victor Valdez, we wonder.
That's a good talking point, Rob. I said it at the time, there'll be a bit of controversy if they lose the match, and they'll say, why didn't you pay Victor Valdez?
And it's Piqué to Iniesta. Barcelona still buoyant in this one. They've had the chances. A couple of offside decisions in the first half went against them.
Yep. And the one off the post from Alexis as well. That was a bit unfortunate.
Real Madrid taking their chance, containing Barcelona, breaking it, and fantastic speed as well while giving the opportunity. This is Fabregas, slips past Pepe. Fabregas right across the 6 yards. Ramos was there, and brilliant defending once more from Real Madrid.
Yeah, but clever play, the 1-2 from Messi, and Cesc put him in, and Alexis complaining here as the ball's cleared by Xabi Alonso. He puts his foot up. He doesn't make any contact though, I think. He doesn't make any contact, that's why he's complaining.
Alexis Sanchez, the Chilean international, signed from Udinese in the summer for €26 million. The 2 additions to the Barca collection, of course, he and Cesc Fabregas.
Yeah, the first Chilean player to play for Barcelona.
They've come from far and wide, but a team with a true Catalan heart. Here's Pinto. Piqué.
Return.
Challenge from behind Alexis Sanchez, who's been a nuisance all evening for Real Madrid. This is Messi. Fabregas. Busquets. Xavi, all precise from Barcelona. Real happy to sit back and watch them play their attractive football until they reach the final third. This is Iniesta. Top tackle from Altinson.
Excellent. Still think he could do with a little bit of cover as well. Someone a little bit closer to him. He's been left on his own several times. 7th corner kick of the game for Barcelona.
Corner taken by Xavi. Flying header! Wonderful header! Barca back in it. It's the captain leading from the front. Carles Puyol.
Well, the pressure told in the end, and you wonder where the defending was. A lot of people jumping for the ball, but Puyol shows the most determination. How can he get in? A free header. Who's going to sleep at the far post? Looks like Pepe to me. It is. Pepe's going to sleep, and he's ball watching. He's let everybody. Puyol's gone past him. He's caught from 5 yards behind him, Rob, to 3 yards in front and had a free header. And that's poor defending from Real Madrid and a wonderful header from Puyol.
Well, he's achieved many great things in his career. He's lifted Champions League trophies. He's got his hands on the World Cup. He's won countless titles, but a diving header against Real Madrid has to be right up there at the top of his boyhood dreams.
You better believe it, and it brings him back to 1-1.
His second ever against Real Madrid as well. Another little chip at Alexis. It's been 3 fouls in the second half.
And here they're going to try and kick off. It's totally unnecessary though, the foul from Sergio Ramos. He's passed him and he has taken him out, and the ball's well gone, and he knows, but he can't help himself. Is it 12 red cards in his career, Sergio Ramos? And it does warrant the yellow card for me. But there's the Spanish international teammates falling out, Xavi and Xabi Alonso.
Well, Mourinho was concerned at one stage, wasn't he, that the Spanish international players were getting a bit too pally?
I don't think so.
Just gone out of the window. It was a harmonious, almost friendly first half. That's changing. The bite is back in this game. Pinto to the goal scorer, Carles Puyol.
To the first touch from Abidal.
How many times are those two going to bump into each other? Busquets and Pepe tonight.
There's the pot calling the kettle black there. He's shouting to the referee to give a yellow card to Pepe for diving. When we watch Busquets do it week in, week out.
There were two who can dish it out, but they don't necessarily like taking a tackle. Busquets and Pepe.
Both very talented players as well, and don't need to do it, in my opinion.
Messi. Alexis Sanchez to Dani Alves. Drops at the feet of Iniesta. Got out, perfect tackle from Oltinton. Mourinho points the way.
There's nowhere to play it to, that's the thing. But he's defensively, he's done well, hasn't he, Oltinton?
Mourinho says if they lose over the two legs, there is an upside. It means they have a quiet February, and the Champions League really kicks in again. But then he also had an aside and said, let's be realistic. Both of us want to win this game. We both want to advance in the Copa del Rey.
Yeah, absolutely, and they are the holders as well. They haven't got a great history though. They've lost more finals than they've won. I think it's 19 defeats and 18 victories. So that's, what is it, 37 in total, Rob. I think Barcelona have played 35 finals and won 25. Bilbao have played 35 finals and won 22 or 23.
There's the Carlos Puyol diving header, eyes fixed, throwing himself at the ball. Unmarked, which will be a concern for Real. On the gas. Just impeded, I think it was by Pepe.
It is Pepe who he pushes on it.
Yeah.
It's a foul, it is a foul, but the referee's looking to see if there's an advantage. You don't see any complaints from Messi though. He lets the referee get on and do his job.
Just double checking, Joe, the game turning goal when they met here in the league was in the 53rd minute. Since then, Real Madrid have dusted themselves down and won 7 games in a row. Real have won 22 of the last 23 matches. The only blip was the Barca defeat. Fabregas over the top to Iniesta. Oh. Well, we can laud the excellent creativity, but also the defensive play there of Ramos.
What a superb piece of play, and a great defending from Ramos. He sticks his leg out and he deflects it under the post. Wonderful, inventive skill from Pep. And Iniesta, the combination, and Pep watches on in amazement.
Dumbfounded, brilliant from Fabregas. Wonderful volley from Iniesta, but also world-class defending from Sergio Ramos.
It has to be a corner though, doesn't it?
To see a card again.
It's only preventing the free kick being taken. Who's it going to be? It's Sergio Busquets.
That's a surprise. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah. All the usual suspects.
He's never been sent off once in his career, you know, Sergio Busquets. That was against Real Madrid.
He's clever though, I have to say. Sergio Busquets is clever. He sucks people in and gets them to kick them, and he gets them booked, and then they can't tackle after that. It's a clever play.
As you can see from that wonderful camera angle, one of the Barcelona players strung across their 18-yard box, protecting the keeper Pinto.
Well, you can see what the idea was, to loft it up and behind Gerard Piqué for Pepe to attack.
Well, quite often these games are decided on substitutions, and it's a great point you made at the start of the game about Real Madrid having the best strength in depth, you said, in Europe at the moment. Yeah. They have the likes of Callejon and Ozil and Kaká, a former World Player of the Year, Marcelo, a Brazilian international who could be introduced. Barcelona have had to dip into the B team to make up the bench. The likes of Sergio Roberto, Cuenca, the youngster, Jonathan Dos Santos and Thiago.
All quality though, Rob. All of those are quality. Thiago's probably played as many games as anybody tonight. And Cuenca's done so well, also the right winger. Sergio Roberto, he's one for the future. He's not played that many games, 4 or 5, but a really talented player. Jonathan Dos Santos, very, very pacey. Brother of Giovanni, another very talented player who you'll hear a lot about in the future.
Alonso to Benzema. Higuain. Xabi Alonso guides it to Cristiano Ronaldo. Montrell. Sana Diarra. Holds in top. Reversal of roles as he loses Iniesta this time. To the far post! Well, that wasn't a bad header at all from Benzema.
Excellent save from Pinto. Wonderful play by Altontop. Not seen him getting forward too much here. Good control and good skills and technique to get rid of Iniesta. And did the keeper get a touch at all? Or did it just hit the post?
He may have just clipped the outside of the post. Well, that was certainly the referee and his assistant's interpretation. Right. Pinto had it covered. The possession stats 70% to Barcelona.
They are unbelievable, aren't they? Barcelona keeping the ball just amazing.
Mourinho said he knew that was coming. They'd be happy to absorb, happy to defend.
Let's have a look.
Counter-attack.
It's on target by the looks of it, is it? No, it clips the outside of the post and Pinto was beaten. Good decision from the officials and well spotted, Rob Palmer.
PK Barcelona through and through though. His family name is actually Bernabeu.
It is.
Unnecessary. Lionel Messi. He couldn't stop himself, Contrao. So it's 2-2. I make it on yellow cards.
Yeah.
Pepe and Contrao for Real Madrid. Busquets and Piqué for Barcelona.
And all avoidable as well. Well, certainly 3 of them were anyway. 3 out of 4 were avoidable for me.
Piqué. Puyol. Now he's come back. He had a long spell out of the team at the start of the season through injury. Now back at the peak of his powers. Xavi. Puyol. It's Iniesta again gliding in at the far post and easy catch for Iker Casillas. Now good. 1-1.
Oh, it's a fabulous header, you know, from Benzema. He's so disappointed. He's not had many opportunities and he's technically hit the target, but people will say we did. It was the outside of the post. Had it been on the inside of the post, it would have went in.
Edge of the seat stuff for the fans inside the stadium. Edge of the sofa stuff for those watching at home. Well, isn't it, as a kid, he used to try to stay up to watch, was it Sports Night with Coleman? Keep the match, eyes open with the matchsticks while they feel around, so it's worth it tonight, and worthy as well. 2-2 to Barcelona. 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 2- of that late night treat. Messi. Jam. Alexis Sanchez takes it in his stride. Refusing to give up the task. Well, the chase was Sergio Ramos.
Well, it looked like the last touch came off Alexis, and it's going to be a goal kick. Wonderful play, well tracked by Sergio Ramos. If only Pepe had tracked Puyol as close as that in the corner kick situation.
Interesting haircut he's got there. I think he was the winner of the Chilean Joey Barton lookalike contest.
Oh, that's a bad tackle.
You can hear the scream in the top tier.
Why does he do it though? He doesn't need to do it. Doesn't need to go to ground, does he?
Well, he may argue that he got the ball, but of course the challenge from the side behind. Mourinho spent most of the first half on the touchline. He sits pensively back now.
Well, there's contact, but it's minimal contact, and you'll see Mourinho's applauding there.
He is acting as the cheerleader. Home supporters certainly don't need psyching up for this one.
Good tackle.
Excellent tackle from Busquets. Jack. To Pinto, change of goalkeeper, but no change of style. They insist on playing it out from the back, almost five-a-side style. Alonso. Pepe. He's claiming he was caught in the face by Cesc Fabregas there.
No, he wasn't.
And it was on the touchline where there was a referee's assistant to see the alleged defence, both ignored. Alves. To check. Real Madrid supporters would like the ball put out of play because Pepe has still got watery eyes.
Well, he's milking this. And I'm telling you now, there's been no minimal of contact here. Doesn't touch his face, and he goes down holding his face. That's embarrassing, honestly, to see footballers do that. It is so embarrassing. He's lost the ball. I just, do you know what? If he gets a second yellow card for it, I would have no sympathy with him at all.
I'm trying to think of something to say in his defence, but it is shocking. Terrible sportsmanship. So unnecessary as well from Pepe.
Totally. A lot of it is, there's so much gamesmanship goes on now, and players have to be responsible for their own actions.
Busquets goes down now. He's going to do a Pepe impression. I love the way Diarra actually comes over the top and actually does leave a stuck mark on his midriff.
Well, you'd have to question, was it accidental or not?
No, he saw the opportunity there. He wasn't hurt. He was maybe crushed there, but he was here when Sami Diarra saw the opportunity. Yeah. 20 minutes gone in the second half, and Mourinho is preparing to make a double change. They're just holding fire for a second to see what happens here. Deep discussion between the two scorers of the goals, Cristiano Ronaldo and Carlos Puyol.
What do you think he was saying? My goal was better than yours.
Sami Diarra has done another fine job in midfield. Always puts in a tremendous shift, and the destroyer is replaced by a creator in Ozil. Higuain, it's had little effect tonight. It was a gamble to play him alongside Benzema, and Callejon has had a sensational first season as a senior player at Real Madrid. He was a youngster at the club. He went off to Espanyol, learned his trade, and he's come back, and in recent weeks he has been in great form. When he started games, he's actually scored 9 goals in his last 7 starts.
Yeah, he scored 10 in total for the season, which is brilliant. He is a talented player, but they're 2 attacking players, 2 positive players. I think Lassana Diarra taken off as a hard-working central midfield player, defensive midfield player, and he's put on Mesut Ozil, who's a creator, and that is a plus. It's positive. So Mourinho's looking for a goal.
It's brought a more athletic feel to the Real Madrid team, as you say, slightly less defensive. Xavi to Messi. Have you ever known Lionel Messi have a quieter game than this?
Well, I think that's the tactics that Real Madrid's played, and they've worked hard at closing them down, but if somebody's marking Messi, it leaves space for the likes of Andres, Iniesta and Alexis.
Messi has been shadowed by Pepe. He's lost him for once. Oh, that was a raw challenge by Callejon. He hasn't touched the ball yet. He's knocked a man over within, 30 seconds of his introduction.
I think somebody trods on his hand. That's where the biggest problem is. Somebody stands on his hand. Well, guess who that was?
Pepe.
Was it accidental?
At times, it's a nasty piece of work.
Oh, listen, we've seen him in the past kicking, and I think it's deliberate.
Well, I tell you what, he's had 1 yellow card, Pepe, in this game, and if the Spanish authorities see that, they should be allowed to issue a second yellow card. He knew exactly what he was doing.
He did it on purpose. I'm sure he did it on purpose.
It's like the school bully on the playground, wasn't it? Temper.
Did you say international teammates?
Fabregas and Alonso, both at home, have got wonderful memories and wonderful pictures of when they played together in the World Cup final. Friendship forgotten. Well, at least for the next 22 minutes. What a movement. Oh! Busquets, the head of the queue, unmarked with a mighty miss.
Fabulous delivery from Xavi. Whipped in with pace with his right foot into the right area. I can't believe he's missed it. Sergio Busquets should have put that away. Just tuck your chin in and hit the target. Stick in the back of the net. It should have been a goal. What a chance.
You won't be surprised to find that it's now almost 66 games without a goal for Sergio Busquets.
Well, he's not a prolific goal scorer. That's not his job. He's a brilliant passer of the ball. He's fantastic as an anchor man in midfield, but that was a gifted opportunity. Well done, Ozil, as well. He's won the free kick.
Ramos out in top. Fabregas. Messi leaves it for Alexis Sanchez. Alves to Busquets. Iniesta excellently dances inside Altintop. Brilliant. Waits for the run of Messi. Messi in his stride. Another fine tackle from Coentrao. Alonso. Callejon finally gets a touch of the ball. It's Busquets. I think he may now be on his final warning.
Yeah.
He's already had a yellow card. Benzema. Busquets wins it back. PK.
You'd have to say Altintop's had a lot of joy against Iniesta in the one-on-one situations, and he's forced Iniesta to go inside lots of times now. can see so many players in such a small area of the park, and the passing is unbelievable.
It was a great run. Again, it appeared from Alexis Sanchez, who's judged to be offside.
Can't hear it with the noise in the stadium. He didn't know that. He's going round the goalkeeper. Let's have a look. He's a half a yard offside.
Yeah,
right decision.
Just gone as the pass was made.
Leaning. But he doesn't need to, Rob. As I said in the first half, this guy is really quick. Grease lightning. He's much quicker than anybody else. And if he just holds his run, split second later, he'll still make up the ground. Oh, good skill.
Excellent from Callihan, who's a crowd pleaser to the other side. Ozil. The impression that Mourinho said, go out then, try a trick or two.
Well, as the pass is made, he's half a yard offside.
Contract. Ozil. Xavi. Dani Alves, nice turn from Xavi. Iniesta. Abidal. Ronaldo catching Iniesta in full flight, maybe accidentally, but certainly impeding his run.
I think you've called it right, Rob. They just got tangled up in their legs.
There's Carlos Puyol playing centre forward again, holding off Carvalho.
He's getting a taste for the goals, isn't he, Carlos Puyol?
The two fine warriors embrace.
Well, the free kick was taken really quickly. Nobody expected it to be knocked to Puyol, and he ends up winning the corner.
Casillas. Comfortable catch. Desperate for somebody to make a move, and there's such a frustration with the home supporters who want the ball forward as quickly as possible. There's a poor control from Ozil and Barcelona. It'd be fair to say at the moment have control of the game.
They've got the possession, that's the key, and they've got players who can keep possession, and they keep possession better than Real Madrid, and have created more half chances as we see this again. He knew, he stood on him on purpose, Rob. I am convinced he stamped on his hand.
It was cowardly, and he's a man who tried to change his ways. Pepe, you may remember a few years back, he got a 10-game ban after kicking out in a brawl at the end of a game against Getafe.
I remember I did the game.
Hasn't been able to change his ways.
Make me a sentence with the word leopard and spots.
Messi. A lot of activity down in the coaching zones.
Well, you're coming up to the last 15 minutes in the game, and any mistake's going to be punished. So don't be making any mistakes. Pep will be very pleased with what they've done so far, and to a certain extent so will Mourinho. I'll tell you about the one that Benzema hit the post with, but they haven't had as much possession as they need to cause a problem for Barcelona. And possession given away again by Callejon.
Almost managed to get through a Clasico without a yellow card.
It's not over yet.
To the final 15. 1-1 in the first leg of the quarter-final of the Copa del Rey.
And once again, Alden top, 1-1. He's done very well.
Eyebrows raised when Alden Top was selected from the start tonight. There'll be only a few people out there that didn't realise the former Bayern man had signed for Real Madrid. It was a free transfer in the summer after a distinguished career in the Bundesliga. Peter for you to say. There's Busquets to Lionel Messi. Great ball over the top. Abidal! What an unlikely source of a goal! But what an important goal!
The last time he scored was against Bilbao, and I think it was last season, and I think it was Copa del Rey.
He's only ever scored one goal before, Jerry. That was a year ago against Athletic Bilbao. But tonight he scored against the mighty Real Madrid. Well, the scorers tonight for Barcelona, not Messi and co, but Puyol and Abidal.
Well, it's a tight one, but the linesman's flag stays down. And Messi has the vision and the passing ability to find him, and it's an excellent finish. It really is an excellent finish. Let's have a look as it's played. Well, you can see it's Carvalho who's stepping up. He's the one that plays him on. Carvalho stepping up, but I think he's onside, and it's the right decision. Great goal, and you can't argue with the stats, Rob. Possession and what they've created. They've been the better team once again here at the Bernabeu.
A frosty look on the face of Iker Casillas. Now Real Madrid have to dig deep mentally. They lost their way a bit when they went 2-1 down in the League Clasico. There's a long way to go over the two legs of these ties. They go to the Camp Nou just a goal behind. Mourinho will fancy his chances. Trying to ignore the theatrics from Pepe.
Well, Cesc throws his foot back and he actually catches him on the left leg, but Pepe hops on the left leg and pretends it's his right leg. It's just embarrassing.
Cristiano Ronaldo beaten in the race by Puyol, but Puyol loses his footing. Ronaldo right across the six, misses out Benzema, falls to Callejon. Callejon darts into the area, can't shake off Alves. Brilliant defending from Busquets, but Real Madrid bouncing straight back. Alexis Sanchez comes and wins the ball. Referee lets that one go, and then a wayward panic shot.
Oh, he's talked himself into the book, Carlos Puyol. What he said, what is he asking for?
I think he felt that he'd been pushed by Cristiano Ronaldo in that chase for the ball.
Oh, I think Ronaldo was clever. He pretended to go outside him. Check came in. Don't think there was that much contact. Granero is coming on, Pepe off. I think it's a good decision to take Pepe off. Well, maybe he just clipped his heels. Maybe that's the argument. But I'd give it good play to Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, I think Pepe was probably taken off for his own good, Jerry, wasn't he, before he received a second yellow card.
Needed to be taken off, I agree.
He's created a lot of needle tonight. And Esteban Granero, who really has been a big part player this season, he's been linked to several clubs, including Liverpool in the English Premier League, gets a chance to impress in the Clasico. He's a good footballer, a good athletic player.
Fabulous athlete, decent footballer, good ball here over the top.
Yeah, too far ahead of Fabregas.
Too long. But he's great at that, Cesc coming from deep positions, as I said before, and gets his goals.
Into the final 10 minutes, and there's an off-the-ball wrestling match there between, I think it was Dani Alves and Callejon. And Callejon, we don't like to see that doing, calling for the card.
What's he done wrong? He hasn't. Dani Alves has jumped cleanly, won the ball in the air, and again, too much theatrics for me.
This was the Messi assist for the Eric Abidal goal.
If he's not scoring them, he's creating them. That's what Messi's all about.
And he's had an eventful year. Overcame the liver tumour, was out of the game, had an operation, came back to feature celebrations in the Champions League final. And the changes made. Alexis Sanchez taken off. He's run himself into the ground, and Adriano, the Brazilian, we can't put him down to a position. He has played left back, he's played right back, he can play midfield, another fine all-purpose footballer.
Adriano can play anywhere, the full back, left back, right back, midfield, any position. And you're right, another all-in footballer. No, Contrao, can they find something in the final 9 minutes? Real Madrid.
Benzema, little tester. It kept Benzema quiet tonight. The man who scored 17 goals this season, including 3 in his last 2 matches. Real will want to lay the ghost to rest of the league game at the Bernabeu. Busquets to Piqué. Piqué caught in full flow by Alonso. Little accident blunder. Piqué accepting the apology. Messi. Alves.
Well, it's hard when you're losing 2-1 at home and the opposition keep the ball so well. It's so frustrating. A wonderful pass from Iniesta. Good cover from Carvalho.
Remain. Cristiano Ronaldo. Ozil steadies himself. Alonso. Benzema. Cristiano Ronaldo blocked by Piqué. Pendulum now swinging the way of Real Madrid. Ozil. Sea of players to get through. Falls at the first one, but he's happy that.
There's 6 Barcelona shirts back in their own penalty area, all back defending.
Alves. This is going to be the same old story for Jose Mourinho. He's played against Pep Guardiola on 8 previous occasions, only beaten him once. That was in the Copa del Rey final last year. Guardiola has won 4, 3 have been drawn. Messi turns. Iniesta, long way round Carvalho. Ramos hoofs it clear. Miscontrol by Ronaldo. Avidal.
Brilliant job, isn't it?
Just holds onto the ball, doesn't give it away, surveys what's around him, always makes the safe and sensible pass. Piqué. You see all of the players are virtually from that camera angle in the centre third of the field.
That's what's won and lost between these two sides. There's so many midfield players on the forward at the moment.
Lionel Messi. Chase for Adriano. That's a goal kick.
It's done well, Sergio Ramos. 2 teammates from their Sevilla days. That's the winner by the looks of it as well. Looks like a lighter's been thrown.
I was going to say they've recently banned smoking inside the football stadium, so that shouldn't be there. Images of discontent at the moment with the Real Madrid players.
Good replacement, Thiago for Xavi. Rob, he's really impressed me this season.
Thiago, another one of the players who's emerged, graduated from the club's excellent academy. top with a poor cross. Barcelona getting pinned back here for the final few minutes of the game. Messi is all alone. He's taken down by Carvalho.
Has to be a yellow card.
Well, he knew what was coming.
Well, he's taken a bit of a hammering tonight, hasn't he, Messi? Very, very blatant and deliberate from behind.
It's amazing that it doesn't miss more games with the hammering it gets in every match. Carvalho just doing enough to bring him down, make sure he advances no more. Luckily, fortunately, let's say that Lionel Messi is back on his feet.
He doesn't complain. I think he half expects it because he's so good, and he knows the only way people can stop him sometimes is by kicking him.
7 yellow cards in the game, no red card yet.
He's given that one against Xabi Alonso, but still hasn't been booked. And here's Isaac Cuenca, very talented winger.
Fabregas walks exhaustively to the halfway line. And his replacements, yet another one of the kids from the youth team. Isaac Cuenca, 20 years of age. Got his chance in the pre-season tour, and he's been given quite a lot of playing time in recent months by Pep Guardiola. He's actually started 10 games this season.
Yep, he scored a few goals as well, played Champions League and has done well.
He has scored 4 goals in total so far, Jerry.
I don't know if you know, but Pep Guardiola has given debuts to 25 players in the last 3 years who have all been in the B side.
That's amazing, isn't it?
It's a good stat for you, isn't it?
They only buy a player at Barcelona if they don't have somebody coming through the youth academy in that position. Alonso to Carvalho. Now into the final minute of the first leg of this quarter-final. Abidal, the match winner. First time that's ever been said in his career. Scored 1 goal in the previous 5 seasons, Eric Abidal.
Very similar goal it was against Bilbao. I remember it well, Rob. And I know he's not a prolific goal scorer, but it looks like he's going to be a match winner here tonight.
Cuenca to Lionel Messi. Cuenca goes wide. Adriano. Alves to Messi. Can't shake off Granero. The 3rd goal for Barcelona would be a massive goal in the context of the 2 fixtures.
Just how well he keeps the ball, Messi, here, as we see 3 minutes left on the clock.
Ramos. Granero. Ronaldo makes the move, but Abidal, well, he's been a 5-star performance from the former French international. I'll say former, he's just made his comeback for the national team. Adriano tries to go through himself. Carvalho back to Iker Casillas.
Poor kick that was.
Iniesta set
to foul.
Was it?
Well, he couldn't get the ball. He's had to get the man to get the ball. Has to. It's our friend Xabi Alonso.
It appeared friendly at first. Unnecessary.
Well, when you're that good, it brings out the frustration.
Yeah, but still, no defence for the theatrics, the bad acting from both sets of players. Messi. Excellent tackle from Contrat.
Oh, he's got a pinch.
Burnley one back. Oh, and that's a strong challenge from Carvalho. The referee gives Barcelona the advantage. Carvalho might be on a knife edge here if nothing develops.
It should be a yellow card, Rob.
It should be, shouldn't it?
Should be a yellow card. And I think the referees did him a favour there, big time. That's a yellow card for me.
Of course, it would have been a second yellow, and Carvalho would have gone off.
He's
ball had gone,
late.
missed the ball. Maybe he just jumped out of the challenge, but your argument, Jerry, quite rightly, is the intent.
You don't win the ball in the intent.
Yeah,
you don't win the ball in the intents there. On another, if he hadn't had a yellow card, Rob, I tell you the referee would have given him one.
Ronaldo continually dogging Abidal.
He swapped wings and he hasn't been as productive on this side as he was in the first half on the left-hand side, and he's had a good game, Cristiano Ronaldo. He's shown everybody that he can play well against Barcelona when he gets the ball.
Busquets.
Well, Madrid's problem though, Rob, is getting the ball and keeping it.
Madrid have this slight favour with Barcelona as well. It's the fourth time they've played them this season. It's the third defeat for Real Madrid against Barcelona, but they get a second stab next week when they go to the Nou Camp for the second leg of the Copa del Rey quarter-final. All handshakes and backslapping now, but it's been brilliantly contested tonight, Jerry.
Fantastic match, and it's like a game of chess, but the quality of Barcelona shone through over the 90 minutes. I just felt the first 25-30 minutes Real Madrid did really well, but they couldn't contain that man Carlos Puyol from the set play, and certainly couldn't contain Abidal, who's got the winner. But it's going to be same again next week, Rob. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it's been an exhausting, enthralling, entertaining evening. Not over yet, this fixture. They go to Catalonia next week for the rematch, but tonight it's been unlikely sources who have won it in the end for Barcelona. Puyol and Abidal the scorers. Final score here 2-1.
Well, we've been here before, haven't we? Real going a goal up, Barcelona not panicking, and end up winning the game. Classic stuff, especially in that second half from Lionel Messi and co. So 3 games played in the quarter-finals of the Copa del Rey. Espanyol beat Mirandés by 3-2. Earlier in the day, Athletic Bilbao beat Mallorca 2-0. Valencia and Levante play tomorrow. Now, don't forget, they're just first leg ties. The second legs are next week. So, Michelle, obviously you weren't too happy with what you've seen in the second half there, but was it a question of Mourinho tactics, or were Barca just too good?
I think both. You know what I mean? When the first thing is, when you want a draw, normally you lose. That's the first thing. And I think after getting a goal, a quick goal, you know, an early goal, I think you have to you've got a long time against Barcelona to go, so you have to play a little bit more.
Seems a long time ago now, this goal, doesn't
sure.
it?
You know, the goal is coming in the minute 11, so you got a long way, and you can't drop back, you know, as early as they did it. That's my thoughts. And the other thing, and in that I do agree with him, this Barcelona is unbelievable. The way they play is crazy. But
one thing that we keep talking about Jose Mourinho and Pep Guardiola and tactics. How about players? Because after that goal, Real Madrid just started dropping deep. There is a fear factor here, and it was Valdano called it the scenic fear of the Santiago Bernabeu, which the Real Madrid players are feeling, because it's a Real Madrid player, the one who actually have got enough quality to pass the ball from the back, but they don't do that. They have to pressure high, but they don't do that, so they keep dropping deep because of fear. It's not tactics.
Dropping deep, not tactics, but it also set pieces as well, isn't it? Puyol got the equaliser.
It's fear and mentality. Not only fear, it's mentality. If you got the mentality to defend, that's what you do. And to be honest, that's a shame, because the goal is coming from a set piece, and as we said before, another ball watching, and it's very difficult to see Pepe, you know, because he had to defend the only threat from Barcelona in a set piece that is Puyol. So it's very strange to see, you know, Pepe
a mistake.
ball watching.
And yet the winning goal came from someone who's only scored his second goal for Barcelona. But tell us about you.
Yeah, first we have
been a right back for Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's a good ball from Messi, but to be honest, in this time, Altitop, he's not used to play as right back, and to be honest, he's really close to the centre backs, and as you can see, he doesn't realise Abidal is getting the space in behind him. It's as simple as that.
You normally expect Alves on the other side, wouldn't you? Not Abidal.
Yeah, but normally when you play as Barcelona team, they've got the possession of ball all the time. So finally they create chances and they have spaces to exploit.
Probably they didn't play that well, Barcelona. At some parts of the game, they actually didn't feel comfortable. They didn't have the possession in the way that they normally have it until Real Madrid gave up.
Should Real Madrid have been down to 10 and possibly even 9 men? Talking about Pepe and also Carvalho.
Yeah, I think so. It's very difficult to me to talk about that because he's my former teammate. But I have to say,
that's a straight red, isn't it?
The problem is he has to teach the lesson because he's doing that all the time. And to be honest, it's a moment of madness and frustration. So he has to learn about that.
Carvalho already yellow carded with that tackle.
Should have been a second yellow, no doubt. Yeah. But we're talking about the same thing, a mentality. Barcelona, they weren't comfortable, but they kept doing what they know, just pass the ball. Their chances will appear, they probably think. But Real Madrid, on the other hand, they're not thinking that. It's like there's a frustration. You could see it at the end. Come on, you have to be stronger mentally. You're the Santiago Bernabeu.
Okay,
that's what I said before.
We'll find out what happens in the second leg next week. Michel, Guillaume, it's been really enjoyable listening to you two argue.
Thank you.
Okay, with the Liga action for you this weekend, we start off on Saturday, Real Sociedad against Atletico Madrid, 6:55, followed by Betis against Sevilla, 9 o'clock, HD4. We have extended highlights of Malaga against Barcelona on Sunday, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports HD1. Followed by Real Madrid against Athletic Bilbao, 8:30, also Sky Sports HD1. So Real go 1-0 up again, Barca come back and win again. What can Jose do to beat Pep? Maybe find out next week.
I see the sun.
Watch all 5 Sky Sports channels on your mobile and online.